Welcome to Table Talk, where there's always room at the table. I am your host, Jonathan Harmon of the J. Harmon Home Team, and we can't wait to talk to these fine guests. Enjoy the show. And we are live. Good morning, Trent. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great.
Man, I'll tell you what, you know, if you haven't shown the full shot here, I got Coach Jimmy Borendame here, and I just made the observation that there is a distinct lack of head hair in this room right now.
Yes,
and I feel at home right now. We got beards, we got bald heads, we got three handsome devils in this room right now.
Big facts.
Yeah,
Big facts.
That's the way to start out this new year is with some cue balls going on. You know,
we should be models for what Woods Viking across the way.
Yeah.
We could pose for a poster.
I told a kid the other day, he was talking about needing to get a haircut, and he's got fairly long hair. I was like, there anybody better to cut hair than me? Look at how well I cut mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
true.
cut.
Yeah, I carry my clippers in my backpack, so I'm always ready to go. I'm always like, hey, just let me know. I'll get you taken care of.
That's it. That's it. You said it early when I said that before. Just aerodynamic.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. We can go fast.
Be too careful. Yeah,
that's right. Of course, in weather like it is today, it's also cold.
Yes, a lot of heat escapes from your head.
Yes, it does.
That's also some science.
All right, so I got a question. If y'all eat something spicy, does your head sweat really bad?
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Come on.
100%. My wife's always giving me a hard time about that. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like,
it's hot.
I'm hot in here.
I will saturate a napkin, y'all. Like it's crazy.
Oh, this is great.
That's
content.
a podcast right there
Yeah,
itself,
it is.
isn't that?
The saturated napkin podcast.
Ew.
Oh, that's gross. So, all right. Well, hey, this is Table Talk. I'm Jonathan Harmon with the J. Harmon Home Team, powered by Keller Williams, and I'm excited, man. It's 2024. It's the first one of these. Actually, in quite a while, because we kind of took a little hiatus.
Indeed.
Yeah, we're back, and we've refocused on what we're doing. We've got Coach Jimmy Borendame here, Middle Tennessee State University tennis. Yeah. I got all kinds of tennis questions.
Oh boy!
And here's what since getting to know you over the past several months, what I have discovered is that what I thought about tennis is wrong.
Really?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Absolutely, 100%. And the flavor of tennis that you're producing over there at my alma mater, it's right up my alley. And I never in 100 million years thought I would say that.
Yeah. Well, I'm planning on having you out there for a match or two this spring.
I'm going to be there Saturday.
I just need to sell Trent, and then I got two more fans. So
let's get it.
Two at a time, right? That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so before we do that, though, we do want to hear from our friend Brian Nail over at Primis Mortgage. My buddy Brian did some work for me yesterday on a Sunday. He took care. Actually, he started on Saturday. Took care of some clients. We made an offer last night, and not every mortgage person would do that. But Brian went after it and helped them, coach them to the right decision. So let's hear from Brian.
Hey, my name is Brian Nell. I'm a mortgage loan officer with Primis Mortgage. I want to tell you that I absolutely love being a member of the Spread the Positive Network. It's such a great mission and helps bring so much positivity to our community. It's truly be a pleasure to be a part of what they do. There are a lot of ways to navigate financing a home, and in markets like this, having the advice of a trusted local professional is key to making sure you get the right advice for your specific circumstances. Whether you're interested in the purchase of a new home, second home, or have a need for a refinance, I'd love to earn your trust. If I can help you nail your mortgage, call me at 615-243-3976 or visit nailyourmortgage.com.
Primis Mortgage is a subsidiary of Primis Bank, a member FDIC, equal housing opportunity. As always, all loans are subject to approval. Primis Mortgage, NMLS number 1894879.
Supporter of all things Spread the Positive, and just for all that you do here in our community, big and small. You know Brian?
Of course.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's a good one.
He is.
So, all right, Coach. Mm-hmm. You're a tennis coach. Tell me about that. I'm assuming you played tennis.
Yeah. Crazy story, actually. Very competitive family at my house, the Borendame household. And little sister came home one day, I think I was 12 years old, and said, I found something I can beat you at, big brother. And I'm like,
And you're like, oh crap.
no, there isn't. So, mom dropped us off. I went, and they couldn't drag me off the court. So,
Did she beat you at first?
Be
honest.
If she did, I would never admit it. But so yeah, just rocking and rolling. Fell in love. Started to kind of set baseball and basketball and soccer and everything else aside. And I don't know. Tennis is different, especially when you're growing up. Everything is on you.
Yeah.
It's I'm seeing my kids in these other sports, and they come home and they're like, Johnny dropped the ball at third base. And I'm like, well, you could always play tennis, and it's all on you, however good you are.
I was a wrestling coach. Same thing.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like individual, and then, college tennis, we're a team. So it kind of adds that component to it. And, just love it. So very passionate about it. And then can play your whole life. That's one of the other thing. I mean, there's not too many 44-year-old wrestlers running around, still competing. So
shout out to Coach Ham, you idiot! You're still wrestling around at 45 years old. But anyway,
and so kind of had a strange path after that, but kind of found my niche, and then here in Murfreesboro and trying to build a strong tennis team.
Well, so let's talk about that. You've been at MT now for how long?
I'm in my 14th season.
Outstanding. And in that time, you have kind of elevated men's tennis. Y'all are not bad, right?
I mean, we're working. I mean, but that's where this, we were talking about our heads here. I mean, it used to be hair here, and then not so much gray, but back in the day. So we've been doing well. And I guess I don't know. A lot of people always like to ask about what we've done in the past. I'm always like focused on what we're doing right now.
But toot your horn a little bit, because y'all have won some stuff. Y'all are pretty nationally renowned.
Yeah. We've finished back-to-back top 25 seasons. We've won the Conference USA or the first team in any Conference USA program to win the league 4 years in a row. And
so this year going for a 5-peat.
We're going for the 5-peat exactly this year. But I don't like to say that because
I know.
New, different team and new faces, and heck, I'm older and whatever. So we've I think overall I've won 7 championships and 10 Coach of the Year awards. But more importantly, what I'm really excited about and what I'm most proud of is what we've been able to do for our community. We have built a $6.1 million indoor tennis complex called the Adams Tennis Complex in Old Fort Park. And it's a partnership with the city of Murfreesboro. Mm-hmm. So it's not just for MTSU. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I've never been in that building."
Right.
It is open to the public. You can buy memberships. You can play. The MTSU team plays there. The women's team plays there. And then we're about to complete another outdoor tennis complex on campus. It's gorgeous. Which is very exciting. And so essentially we've been able to build $13 million of new tennis facilities since I've been here. And it's just awesome for the community and to grow the game of tennis. And that's kind of my main mission, before everything else, and having a strong team and whatnot.
Well, and here's what else I've learned about you, and it's pretty impressive, and he will never brag about this on himself, is that you, Jimmy Borendame, have done that. Like you're a little bit of a lone wolf over there on campus, and when you want something done, by God, you get it done.
Well, I'm really lucky. I don't ever say that I did it. I always like we did it. I mean, there's so many different pieces. that have been involved in that. Dr. McPhee, Chris Massaro, Joe Bales, Pat Branham, Alan Farley, Hans Mollenbranch. The list goes on and on.
But there's no way it happens ever without Jimmy Borendame. There's no way.
Well, you
won't say it, but I'll say it.
I'm a bit of a pain in people's butt, and I'm aggressive, and I'm not afraid to say I'm aggressive, and I like to say I get stuff done. And
well, you're an advocate, man. You're an advocate for your team. You're an advocate for your sport, and you're an advocate for your community. And you're passionate about it.
I would agree with that. So, I'm pretty excited. The new outdoor tennis complex is like weeks away from being done, maybe days, somewhere in between there. And I'm already starting to chew on like what's the next project, like, because even though I promised my wife I was like done with these,
Dude, guys like you are never done.
So
she knows that.
Yeah, and I've always wondered kind of where that comes from. I haven't figured that out, like, but that's all right. I'm moving on to next projects and figuring them out.
So I got to walk the facility with you. Was it last week or the week before, whatever it was? And we're walking around, and I'm like soaking it in how cool this place is and all that. And you're like, yeah, we still need to add this, and we're going to do this, and then this, and this isn't really very good. I'm like, it's brand freaking new. It's awesome. And you're like, yeah, it's not very good. We're going to improve it like this. I'm like, golly, like you got no quit, dude.
Well, like one really cool thing that when you get to be part of these really cool projects is I learned a long time ago. My father was very successful. He was the chief technology officer for Wells Fargo Bank, and he'd build this, and he built the Chicago Mercantile Trade Floor, and I mean but anyway, and he was always like, one of the things we always make sure we build something, how we can add on to it so we can keep growing, and obviously that's where it's all
because you never build something perfect,
right? And so we set the outdoor tennis complex, we set the indoor tennis complex up this way so we can add to it. Heck, I mean, when we started building the indoor tennis center, we were supposed to do 6 courts, and then the city manager at the time was Rob. Oh my goodness, I'm slipping it. And he was like, you know what? Why are we going to only build 6? Murfreesboro's grown. We need to build 8. And then we said, you know what? We need to be able to build 4 more if we're going to add it. And then we did the same thing with the outdoor complex.
Right.
And then it's like, it's true. I mean, look at our city. I mean, how awesome is it that we're consistently, one of the fastest growing cities in the country?
Well, and that's good because that kind of thinking actually long term saves you money, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you don't want to be outdated, the day that you open.
Yeah, that's probably like that's a death sentence, isn't it? I mean, well, maybe not death sentence. That's pretty strong, but it's that
certainly hinders.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be, and so I'm already trying to figure out. All right, maybe we didn't have enough for option A and B, but that doesn't mean it's off the table. And I'm already focused on those next 2 projects. I think I may have hinted to you. So those are top secret. I haven't told my wife those yet. So.
Zip. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So let's talk MT tennis for a minute. So what makes Middle Tennessee tennis, out of those top 25 programs, what makes it a little bit different than all the rest of them?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's the weird one. We are, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. We are like the anomaly. If you look at the list of schools, between the Floridas, the University of San Diego's, it's like all destinations, like on the beach, or Ohio State. I mean, we are the highest ranked non-Power 5 team in the country, and I exclude Ivy Leagues in my opinion because I'm like, well, Harvard is pretty amazing place. But we're a bit of an anomaly. We are super spoiled. Our matches are packed. We have 200 plus people at our tennis matches. The environment is loud. It's raucous. We sell beer and wine. Thank you for the Cedar Glade Brewery that we've partnered with. Hint, hint, wink, wink. That's really special. Also, we keep a pretty small team. A lot of teams are bigger.
So how many's on the team?
We carry 10. Some teams are 14, 15, 16. There's one team, SMU, they're like 18, 19, and it's like, whew. So I really focus on the relationship with the guys. So we can't do that when you're spread too thin.
Sure.
So and then I always at the last minute I slip in the last little part. That we've got this aerospace school we've got our own school private airplane that we can fly to in matches, and so
that's pretty awesome.
That's always kind of like, let me throw that one down here at the
this
very end.
This little public university shows up like ballers on a private plane.
I'm like, you ever see, what Roger Federer, when he flies into, wherever and gets out of his plane with the rental cars parked on the tarmac, that's us. And so that's always kind of a nice thing. I'm kind of spoiled. We've done it I've done it for 14 years, but the guys just are like, their jaw drops.
Yeah.
And do all that stuff. So,
Well, here's what I know about you, man. You're a relationship builder, and you're good at it, and you enjoy it, and you thrive on building those relationships, building those partnerships, and you don't depart from your mission, which is building the sport and building your team. And it's refreshing to have someone in a position like yours that's so approachable and relatable and just repping your team. I mean, doing what you're supposed to do as far as that goes, but doing it in a way that anybody that's watching this could very easily walk up to you and be like, "Hey, man, tell me more about tennis." And an hour later, they'd be like, "Okay, I'm ready to go to a match."
Yeah, I mean, my goal is, like I mentioned, is to grow the game of tennis. The game that I fell in love with. The same, this week, it's Monday, right?
Yes.
We are. We're spreading the game. We're going into different local elementary schools, and we're doing what I call PE takeover. And I think tomorrow we're at Hobgood. And what we do is we bring in nets and rackets and balls, and there's balls flying all over the place, and hopefully not rackets, but
occasionally it happens, right?
And and I feel like there's at grassroots, grows, and then and I'm always my goal is to always try to find. Now that I just sold Trent, hopefully in the back over there, and you about coming to a match, people they come one time, and they're like, wow, this is kind of fun, and maybe I should grab a racket.
So let's disclose this. You actually sold my buddy Raymond and my buddies Raymond and Matthew Hutzler first, and so you mentioned to them, and they were all in. The Hillybilly Hilton will be making an appearance at its very first tennis match, at the first match at the outdoor facility.
Oh wow! Okay.
So so you. It's a little loud. It's a little raucous. You just wait until the Hutzlers show up. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. I've met the brothers. They are awesome. And so I decked them out. I sent them some shirts. I mean, they've been talking it up at the football games, and I'm excited to have them out. And the one thing that's different, college tennis is totally different. People don't know this until they come. It's not like a typical tennis match where everyone's like, shh.
Mm-hmm. Thank goodness.
I mean, if there is a moment, then maybe they will, because maybe there's obviously things that are just typical fan stuff. You cannot attack the person verbally and
right.
But you can
you can't.
I mean, you can't start making fun of my bald head. But even though they do, there is some fun stuff like. You'll see at the matches I wear this big fishing hat, and the other teams will always make fun of me. But where you going, coach? You going fishing? Where you going with that hat? But they're gonna have a great time, and the crowd gets loud, and that's part of the fun of it. And sometimes obviously, of course, the other team doesn't always like it, but you know what? That's why we've only lost 2 home matches. We lost to Notre Dame in 2021. And we lost to Oklahoma State in 2022. Other than that, we have not lost a match in Murfreesboro since 2019.
Wow!
So we've got a kind of nice little home environment.
And those 2 losses haunt you, don't they?
Well, the Notre Dame one does. Well, both actually. We had chances to win them both. But you know what? I mean, if the environment, the people that came to those matches, even though we lost them, they're like, you know what? This was awesome.
Yeah.
And, this year's schedule is stacked. I mean, Mississippi State, Virginia Tech, Louisville, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, all at home this year. And so it's going to be tough to keep that win-loss record going. But you know what? I mean, that's why we signed up for it.
If you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yeah. I do not care about my win-loss record whatsoever. And so I want people to be like, man, Borendame over there, he's got Texas Tech coming to Murfreesboro. Like we don't play Texas Tech at home in any other sport at MTSU.
Right. We
have 17 Power 5 teams on my schedule this semester. Jeez. I mean, it's I call it the gauntlet. There's this string of matches where we go Arkansas, Oklahoma State, Cal, Duke, NC State, Mississippi State, Michigan State. in a row. I mean, that's awesome.
So when are you going to rest?
I mean, no, they're not. I'm sorry, not back.
No,
to
I
back,
know, but
like,
still.
yeah. I mean, it's the gauntlet. I mean, that's why we're I just came from practice, so it's what 9:30. I'm ready for coffee number 2. It's time to get a little more juice.
So I've got some tennis questions for you because I don't know a lot about the game. Okay,
No problem.
So ignorant questions that people might be afraid to ask you. Okay,
No worries.
all right. First of all, what the hell is up with the scoring? Dude, it is the most confusing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's kind of goofy, man. So the game, well, no offense. I have 2 French guys on my team, but I was about to blast the French here for a second because it's a French system.
It's
and,
dumb. I don't
you know,
understand it.
Yeah, it's goofy. I mean, it started as a game of royalty.
Mm-hmm.
So like only the queens and kings and the elite class in France played tennis. That was it. And then it kind of grew, and then England, the kings, and then it's morphed into this. Obviously, now anyone can play. I mean, tennis is the second fastest. It's the second sport in the country that I can't talk today. Pickleball's number 1 fastest growing sport. Tennis is still in the growth as far as
Pickleball's on my list of questions, so we'll come to that.
Since COVID, tennis, golf, and pickleball are just like skyrocketing. So
Because you don't have to have direct contact with someone.
yeah, and so I mean, obviously, it's not an issue anymore, but that growth and whatnot is just helping the game, and the pickleball growth is helping the tennis game too. Because people are like, oh, if you can play pickleball, you can probably play some tennis too. So yeah,
Is pickleball the wiffle ball of baseball? Like wiffle ball is to baseball as pickleball is to tennis?
I don't know if it's okay for me to say this on the podcast, what I really think, but no, I'm just kidding. So pickleball is like the beginner version of, yes, I would say wiffle ball. That's a great analogy for it. But I like pickleball, but the traditional tennis person is like, I mean, you go over to Adams Tennis Complex right now, you say the pickleball word, you might get some nasty looks.
Am I going to get a shiv?
You might. I mean, you might get shoved. Maybe not a shiv. We'll go with but yeah, it's. But yeah, the scoring is funky. College tennis is even different than traditional tennis. Okay, we play what's called sudden death, which. You're talking about shivs.
I was like,
shoves.
yeah, see?
College tennis is sudden death. So normal tennis, you get to deuce, which is like 40 all or 3 points each. So you've got 3 points, I've got 3 points. Normally you play deuce, add. You got to win 2 points in a row to win the game. College tennis is not that way. They sped the game up. All right. Everyone was like, we need to drive people to the sports. We need to. Well, I didn't agree with this change. Mine was like, well, you know what? If you want to drive people to the game, you got to make a better effort. You should come see what I'm doing over here. My crazy self is I'm promoting matches like a fool to get people to come. I don't think we need to change our game, but we changed it. So now at deuce, we play 1 point, and whoever wins that point wins the game. So it's a good thing I don't wear one of those heart rate monitors because, like, when that sudden death point's going, like I'm starting breathing heavy. You talked about the sweat beads coming out.
Yeah.
You'll see me. I'm sweating some bullets, and those are. So the momentum of the game can change really fast.
Hey, did you hear about the tennis player that really wanted to get married? Yeah, he was looking for love and he found nothing.
That's a good one right there. That's a dad joke. I love that one. I'm bringing that one out at the table tonight. With my 2 kids, they're gonna look at me like, Dad.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
That was a freebie right there.
I appreciate it.
All right, so it's common misconceptions, right? I've never been to an MT match, right? And I'm gonna walk in the door. I have preconceived notions about what tennis is or what a match is. Where am I wrong?
I would say, first of all, that they're boring. Everyone thinks, you're going to walk in and it's going to be boring and quiet. From the get-go, we start with doubles. The boys are jumping and yelling and fist pumping and chest bumping and the crowd is yelling and hollering. And I mean, at our matches, it's packed. So when we play doubles, we only play on 3 courts. So everyone is staring at these same 3 courts, and there's a lot of yelling and loud and to be honest, most people stay for the doubles because the doubles is the most exciting part, and we start with that. Yeah, so I would say that's where I would go with that one. I'm trying to think what else I would add. And if you come to our matches, we sell beer, we have seltzers, I'm giving something away because I'm trying to get you to come to the match. It's free. It's not like basketball, football, where we're selling tickets. You just walk up, come out, hang out, stay as long as you want. Come
We'll
get
have a
beer.
food truck.
Yeah, food
get some
truck.
grub.
I mean, you name it. We got all kinds of stuff going on. So
Yeah.
I actually, during the day, I'll cater towards kids. We'll get the bounce house out there. We have face painters. We got balloon art. I mean, it's
an event.
They tease. They call me we keep going back to this stuff about no hair. You guys are. They call me the other coaches call me the Don King of tennis with a different haircut. And I'm like, all right, because I mean, I am hustling the promotions. I'm talking to businesses, trying to see what we can do to help each other out, and I think that's what makes it fun. It's not just a tennis match.
So, when one of the other top 24, the other 24 top 25 teams, right, shows up, and if a kid's never played at middle, right, from another school, they've never come and witnessed this, how off-putting is it to them? Like, does it just shake their heads though? Like, do they just kind of not know how to perform in that environment?
I mean, we had Auburn come in 21, and they're coming back. Actually, we're going there this year, and then they're coming back in 24. They are blown away because they don't get those matches. They don't get this kind of crowd at their matches. They don't sell beer at their matches. They don't have food trucks at their matches. They want to play. Everybody wants to play in front of fans.
Yeah.
And what's
no matter
really
what
cool
it is, right?
Is we do have crowd control, which at a tennis match sounds crazy, but we have staff to make sure because we we don't want to have a problem because we haven't had one, where somebody gets out of control or whatever and starts making fun of my bald head or whatever, but so we have that in place. But I mean, and then I'll read the comments from the other coach after the match. The crowd was a huge factor, the 245 plus that he had out there. We played Vanderbilt in the opening match at the Adams Tennis Complex, and my goal was to have 1,000 people. Well, of course, the city found out about it. No offense, Mayor McFarland, he's my buddy. But they got the fire marshal out there, and they wouldn't let more than 500 people sit in the viewing mezzanine. So we pulled out we put seats on the side of the court because it was a fire hazard or a danger hazard to have too many people up there. We got about 800, which was pretty awesome.
And Vandy was,
and we lost that match.
Gobstruck, weren't they?
You go to a Vandy match in there, you'll be lucky if there's 4 people. It's like two girlfriends and a mom. I mean,
sounds like a bad joke. 2 girlfriends and a mom walking.
I mean, but so it's cool. And then we play Fridays at 5, which is a cool time to play because people after work, after school, whatnot. And I'm starting this new program. I haven't even announced it yet. Actually, I haven't even told you. We're doing free clinic on Fridays. Free Fridays, we're calling it.
You heard it here first.
Friday the match starts at 5:00. At 4:00, we're doing a free tennis clinic. We're for kids. Sorry, so you guys. Sorry, guys. Trent. All right, and we're gonna teach them tennis for 50 minutes from 4 to 4:50, and then we're hoping they're gonna stay for the match.
Yeah.
Food truck, you name it.
That's sweet.
So,
Mom and Dad can get a beer.
Just Fridays though, not doing it because we also play on Sundays as well. But it's church, everything else going on.
Yeah, it's a grind.
And we got I think 5 or 6 Friday matches at 5. So just to introduce people, we're gonna have rackets. You don't need to bring nothing. Just show up. We're gonna have water, Gatorades for the kids, and it's a new thing. I've never done it before. I don't know how it's gonna go. Like I said, it could be balls flying all over the place.
Oh, it will be.
But it's gonna be fun.
Well, let's talk prep for a minute. So I'm significantly more familiar with football, right? So Coach Mason before a game, the week or two probably leading up to a game, he's watching game film, whatever he can get of that other team, looking for, what plays do they run, what players have what tendencies, all of that kind of stuff. Do you do the same thing for tennis? Like, do you coach your kid and be like, okay, this guy, whenever he drops his shoulder this way, that kind of thing?
So we do. It's gotten more serious as I've gotten in the 20-some years I've been in college tennis. So Coach Callie, who's our associate head coach, worked with me for 4 years, put up with this poor guy's put up with me for this long. And, we will look on YouTube. We will watch film. We can't do like, Jim Harbaugh in Michigan with the net, and travel all over and do all that stuff. But and then you'll see in my pocket, you'll see me at the match. You'll see me, him, and Coach John, our other assistant, pull out a piece of paper, and it'll have tendencies of the opponent.
And probably tendencies of your own players, right?
Well,
don't use this tell or whatever.
And so like what I'll do is but my first love was baseball. So I actually coach the team a little bit more like a baseball team, which is a little odd. I'll have a signal, and then that'll tell them what I want them to do. And so you may see me, stand over there and I'll cross my arms. Well, that means I want this, or I'll pat my head, and then they'll tell that's my
Do you
baseball.
do the whole like?
No, it'll just be one thing.
Okay.
It's not that complex. I mean, us tennis players.
Do you always end it with a spit?
Big old chew in my mouth. No, but and I won't do it that often because I don't want to micromanage them. But it's just be my subtle reminder, like, hey, so I want the serve to go here or whatever it may be, and it's just a little subtle little.
You know that this kid has a hard time with a specific position in the
exactly. Like I want him to serve the ball here, and so to his forehand side or his backhand side. And so I'll do that. That's a little different. Like I don't see the other teams; they won't do anything like that. And that's just a weird little thing that I'll do. But I also, I want to be able to communicate with them, and that we're all on the same page. And the other coach, all the coaches, and all the guys know the same signals, so we can, it's universal. My team is very international. So,
I was just about to ask that. So you've got 10 kids, and they're from where?
All over the world. I mean, I just came back from Czech Republic, Slovakia, Germany, and I was in Austria as well. But that was in, a month ago or two for recruiting. But I got guys from France. I got guys from Canada. I got guys from Japan. I got guys from Slovakia, Czech Republic. I got 2 from France. I got a German. I got a Greek, and I got a Spanish guy. It's insane. I mean, it's like the Noah's Ark. I don't like more than 2 from any country.
You are the great American melting pot there, right?
But I'm super excited. We got the number 1 commit from the state of Tennessee for next year coming in, which is very cool. And so it's kind of a melting pot. It's really cool for me to learn these different cultures.
No doubt.
And then mix. So and then find ways to get the team to gel and become a family. It's really important, So.
Well, what an opportunity for the kid from Slovakia, right? I'm going to be on a team with kids from all these other places, including, Japan and Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
And so they get that life experience, not just of competing on a very high level on a big stage for tennis, right? But also, I've got a teammate from what an opportunity. That's awesome.
Yeah, and what's even to add to that is a lot of the tennis not being a team sport, and then also in Europe and these other countries, they don't have high school sports. There's no high school sports. They have no team at sports in tennis. They don't have a high school tennis team. So this is their first opportunity to be on a team. So I get to teach them from scratch how to become a good teammate.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, we've got all these different cultures. So, I mean, at lunch, we have lunch together and we're talking. And the Slovakian kid yesterday, he's like, you Americans, at lunch, all you guys eat is sandwiches. And I'm like, we do. And, they're not used to that.
So what would he eat?
I mean, they'll have like pasta and I don't know, like poke bowls and, stuff like that. And, meatloaf and they different, and it's just like so the culture. And he's just, man, coach, we've had sandwiches 4 days in a row. And I'm like, well, that's what we do. I mean, and so. It's just different, and then and then getting them to acclimate, and then I'm basically their American father.
Yeah.
And I have to take that role, and it's fun for me. I tease that I have 10 other children.
Yeah.
And if they need something, they know they can come to me.
You should have each of them cook something for the team.
I don't know. That'd be a little scary if you ask me. But now my Italian associate head coach. Now that'd be different. I'm an Italian nut, so that's right up my alley. But
that's
those
awesome.
Guys, yeah, it's a pretty unique situation. But other sports are starting to go more international. 10 years ago, I'd catch a lot of grief. People would be like, "Oh, you only have 2 kids from Tennessee." I'm like, I mean, tennis is a universal. It's a global sport,
right?
It's not. We're not the only ones playing, and you're starting to see women's basketball, and look at their success.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they've got maybe 8, 9 girls from all
our
over the
volleyball
world.
team.
Volleyball team, so soccer, has always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, I mean, that's so. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of the other coaches are reaching out, like, hey, you got any contacts in Slovakia? I do.
As a matter of fact, and I'm not sharing them with you. Thank you very much.
So
yeah,
cool.
I've been working on this for a long time. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, all right. So first home match is coming up.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
This Saturday, April. It's April. Oh my goodness, where's my mind?
Don't fast forward, bud.
January 13th. We've got Presbyterian College and Tennessee State starting the season off here at the ATC, Adams Tennis Complex.
Right across from
Indoors.
Kids Castle, if you know where that is.
Right, exactly. Right there. It's free to get in. It's indoors.
Climate controlled.
Yes, it's nice and warm in there. I didn't even look at the weather. Hopefully it's not supposed to.
Who knows?
But actually, I take that back. Because the worse the weather it is, it's actually better for me, for fans, because there's no tennis play, there's no other tennis courts, indoor tennis courts, unless you want to go to Nashville. So
right.
You want to get your tennis fix for the tennis junkies. They're there.
Yeah.
So and also if it's bad outside, you want to get the kids and get them out of the house.
Yeah.
Come on over.
There'll be beer.
Beer. There's a food truck coming for sure. We're giving out free 4-peat conference championship shirts.
Heck yeah.
And then I want to say there's
Save
a
me an
kids
XL.
activity done. There's a kids activity as well. So I don't know if it's the bounce but I should know this.
Codger's food truck, by the way. I haven't told you that.
Okay.
So some of the best burgers, burritos, loaded fries. I mean, it's really horrible for you, but it's delicious.
I'm hungry, so
Yeah.
that sounds right up my alley. So yeah, I'll start my social media blasts. Usually start them 2 days before. So Thursday I'll start it and get it going. Get some people.
First
out
match is
there.
at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So Presbyterian College, little school, they actually won their conference. They went to the NCAA tournament last year, coached by a former player of mine. So that's always kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Again, one of these old farts that has like a coaching tree with I don't know how many guys.
I remember when you played for me, Sonny.
Yeah, actually, it's been. I really dated myself yesterday. I had 2 former players. 2 former players got engaged, and then I got another one that's got a baby on the way.
Oh man!
Wow. Yeah. So
Grandpa Borendame.
I'm like, well, send little Johnny. I already signed him. He's coming to play for me.
You gonna send an MT tennis onesie?
Yeah, I don't know if I have one of those. But I'm
you
sure
better get on that.
I'm sure we can arrange that. So, but yeah, I want to keep that. And to be honest, that's how most of I land these international guys. People, well, that's a question I'll get often is, how do you get these guys? Well, word of mouth. So they have a great time, a great experience here at Murfreesboro, and they tell their buddies.
There you go. That's it. Jimmy, I'm excited, man. I'm excited about going to my first collegiate tennis match. I'm excited about serving beer there. I'm excited to see the environment and what you've built. So I'm pretty pumped about this.
Well, awesome. I'm looking forward to having you guys. So should be fun, and I know you'll have a great time and you'll want to come back.
100%. If you have questions about tennis, reach out to Coach Borendame. Otherwise, I will see you on Saturday. What's your goal for attendance?
Ooh, for this Saturday, the home opener. I got to get them. I got to start blasting it. I'd say I'm gonna stick with right at the average and say 200.
200 people.
Yeah. I'm gonna go right at that one on Saturday. Well, yeah.
Anything someone should know before they show up? Is there a dress code? Is there a
Nope, no dress code, nothing. But it starts sharply at 2:00, and so we start doing the national anthem right at 3 minutes till, and we'll be doing it, and we'll see all the people coming in, and there are seats, and obviously the front row is a lot easier to see, but you're gonna want to get there, and I always actually tell people to try to get there at least 5-10 minutes early. Just because the parking lot fills up fast.
Is it 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. And so, and so we'll probably start in the food trucking, in the beer. We'll usually have it right around the start time. So, that's what I would say.
All right.
Okay.
Right on. Thank you, man.
Maybe.
Appreciate you being here.
No.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on Saturday at the MT tennis match. I'm excited about it. And Trent, you got anything, bud?
No, that was great.
Yep.
I'm excited. I'm gonna check it out as well.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
Now, Kristen, does she have something to do with tennis as well?
No, she's volleyball.
Oh, volleyball. That's
Yeah,
where I got confused.
volleyball.
I knew it was a net sport of some
volleyball
sort.
and track and some other stuff.
Gotcha.
Well, thanks for having me,
Yeah,
guys. I appreciate
that was
it. Not too often does the tennis coach get to come on a podcast.
Man, that
so
was cool.
Well, not
usually
too
we're-
often is a tennis coach like this
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
You know?
Oh, yeah. You're doing some cool stuff, clearly.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. It means a lot to me.
Yep. Well, thank you guys for watching. Glad to be back. Happy New Year to you.
Yep.
If you have any real estate needs, give me a shout. Rates have dropped a little bit, and I think we're fixing to see some movement that we haven't seen in a very, very, very long time, or it feels like a very long time. It's really only been like a year and a half, but it feels like eternity. Yeah. So if you're thinking about it, now's the time to get that plan in place, and then when it's time, we make the jump. So other than that, have a great week. Be kind to each other, and we'll see you on Saturday, I hope.
Bye.